happy snow day for the millionth one, and I want to shovel the snow off of my roof. And I thought about you guys and how inventive you are being, finishing your Invent Idaho projects right now. And I thought, well, I need a roof rake, but Amazon is not getting things here in 2 days, and they're out of everything in town, so maybe I could invent one. So I got some inspiration online from people who've done this, but I have a few limitations. I thought I would share them with you. I do not have access to welding equipment, nor do I know how to solder, and we're dealing with cold enough temperatures that my trusty duct tape isn't really gonna help me out. So what I'm gonna do is just take little video segments and take pictures of this invention process so that you can see if I end up with something that's even remotely successful to remove some of the excessive snow off of my roof. My first idea was to just take a rake and I put a cookie sheet on the bottom. And again, I'm very used to using things like duct tape, but they don't work in cold temperatures, which I found out last year by trying to invent some stuff. So, I don't know if you can see very well, but there's Velcro on this, and then this is a bungee cord, and I just attached it to a rake down there on the bottom. So, here's some problems I see with this design. This right here is a rounded corner, and the bungee cord actually just slips right off of it with any kind of pressure put against it. So I'm guessing that that's not going to work and that I need to continue on my brainstorming process. A couple of things that I like about this stage of the process is that I'm using a rake. It's not as long as I would like it to be, but I'm using a rake that already has this kind of style on it, so it can provide some sort of a strong backing on whatever I decide to connect to it. I really liked using the Velcro because that isn't going to be impacted by cold. And then of course I also really like the idea of the bungee cord, but those things, if you've ever used them, they hurt when they snap off, so I don't want my face or hands to be anywhere near it. So these are the kind of things that I would journal about and put down as things to overcome and things that I like, things that I could use in my modification of the idea that's forming in my head. Okay, so I'm already on what I would call prototype 2 of my snow roof rake remover, and that would be that that cookie sheet I feel like is gonna block snow or come undone way too easily. So I watched a video online that had more of a scooping action, and so now I'm looking in my garage for some materials. We already checked out the recycling bin outside, but recycling already came on Monday, so there was nothing in it. Now, I don't know what your garage is like at home, but when you look at my shelves, there is so much stuff on here. I feel like I could survive the zombie apocalypse, let alone a little snowmageddon. So I took a look at all of my garage shelves after we discovered that recycling was empty, and I'm asking myself, what in here could I use? Oh, those are my kids. Hi, Dad. Hi, yo. All right, so as I come over here, I think bingo. I think that right there is going to be what I'm going to modify to use. All right, as I take this thing down, I'm just gonna take it over here. One of the designs that I'm thinking of, this is really similar to something that I found online, and that is to take the drawers out, and I think if I can find a way to put this on the rake or something with a long handle on it, the idea would be that I could put this up on snow and scoot it toward me, and it would come off the end of the roof. Now I saw something online that had like a long plastic sheeting here, like a sled or even just plastic, that let the snow that I scoop come rolling down that and off the roof. So I'm wondering if this could work. One of the challenges I find is that this pops off super easy. So I'm gonna try and find some glue that I could glue this down permanently. One of the things I'm trying to avoid is wrecking the household products that I'm using. I use this drawer system, but I also want to use it for a roof rake. But since I'll probably only need this maybe twice ever, I don't want to destroy this structure. I want to be able to still put the drawers back in it and use it. So I'll check back in a few minutes and let you know if I achieve that. Okay, Hudson has a suggestion.
So those don't work. Then maybe you could use that cardboard thing.
Yeah.
Right there.
I like the way you think. In the house, you were talking about something we could use instead of glue. Do you remember what it was?
Rope.
Good.
Hold on, I just need to get the stuff out of it.
Okay, Owen just came to me and said, idea.
Hello. Okay. Basically, it's not an idea, but we could use this and we could attach it to the rake, and then we could patch up all these holes with like cardboard or something, and this could drag along the top and catch the snow.
Oh, not a bad idea. Okay, so now I'm sitting here trying to determine what sort of adhesive I'm going to use. And I have a lot of different options. So black electrical tape, in my experience, works decently, but I'm still going to deal with the issue of it being cold and wet, and that a lot of times it comes unstuck at that point. And that's the same thing with duct tape, okay? I also have masking tape, talking about the same situation. All right, so now I'm going to go on to one idea are these little strips, which there's different kinds of these that could be a really strong Velcro, but they typically only have up to like a 5-pound strength, and something tells me I'm going to be pulling more than 5 pounds of snow off my roof. So the next thing I did is I went into the different glues that I could find. And again, you guys, I'm not going to the store. I'm just finding stuff that I have around the house. So glue stick, not going to be strong enough. School glue, I don't think that that's going to work. It's not going to dry very fast, and it's also water soluble. Same with this tacky glue. It's water soluble, and I need something more permanent than that. And remember, I'm trying not to wreck my plastic drawer situation. I just need to glue that lid on there securely. So I come down to two products. I have Gorilla Glue and I have Super Glue. And I don't know if you know this, but Super Glue came out with this cool gel control. And so it's so much thicker than Super Glue. And I find it works really well, and it stays where I put it because it's not so liquidy. So Gorilla Glue is awesome. It holds fantastically, but the only kind of Gorilla Glue that I have at home is this kind that expands. And so you put glue on it and it kind of expands out, and I don't think I want to deal with that. I have Super Glue. I think that'll work. But I also have this shoe glue that I am curious to see if this will work, because it is a really strong glue that I've used to repair some shoes sometimes. So I'm going to try shoe glue and this Super Glue and see which one is going to adhere the best and the fastest. Okay, first of all, I have to explain that I'm wearing my hat and gloves inside my house because I keep going between the garage and the house, and I don't want to take it off. So my house isn't really that cold. And I'm pretty frustrated with the glue right now because it's not actually adhering, which is annoying. So as I face this predicament, I will show you. Okay, so it's what I'm trying to glue, and it's just not quite adhering. I don't know why. It's meant to adhere plastic. So anyway, an idea that I have going on right now is that I will I have Velcro that could wrap around the whole thing, like you saw in my cookie sheet prototype. So I think that's what I'll try now. I'll keep you posted. All right, you guys, let the crazy continue. I found a roll of this in my garage, and I used it this summer for some reflection for heat. So what I'm gonna do is, let's see, here's how the whole thing is looking right now. And I hooked it to the rake with bungee cords. And then I placed this insulation stuff underneath it, and I'm gonna roll this and I'm going to punch some holes and use some zip ties. And the idea would be that this contraption up here will go up on the snow, drag it down, and then it would slide over and be able to slide down this to the ground instead of getting backlogged up in there. But who knows? We'll see. All right, this might be the funniest thing I've ever done. Here's the invention in place. And this is its maiden voyage. It's working. It's pulling some of it down. And it goes down the slide of the deal. Yay! It's definitely further than I could reach without it. So, sorry for the rough video. But hey, at least I'm able to make some progress on my roof. Woohoo! Mission accomplished!